Tommy, do you remember when Toyota unveiled the BZ4X?
Oh, for sure.
And then Lexus came out with their version of it, the RZ. Well, that initial RZ was a little underwhelming. It didn't have enough range, it didn't have enough charging speed, it didn't have enough battery. But now we have an all-new RZ. So in this video, what are we going to do?
Well, we're going to take you all around this new version of the RZ and talk about the craziest feature that I can't believe Lexus has implemented, and we'll get to that in a second. But this is
the F-Sport?
This is the F-Sport.
No, the feature.
Well, no, the feature's on the F-Sport, but it's pretty wild, especially from Lexus. But let's talk about the RZ. So there are three versions of it, right, Dan?
Yes.
The base version is the 350e front-wheel drive. It's got 221 horsepower. There's a 450e all-wheel drive with 308 horsepower, but this F-Sport all-wheel drive jumps up to 402 horsepower, 0 to 60, 4.1 seconds, according to Lexus.
Yeah, I finally feel like it's competing with the other manufacturers that are just stuffing loads of horsepower into their electric cars. Toyota has always been a little conservative when it comes to horsepower, so I would say 400 horsepower is good. It's not great, but at least now it doesn't feel like, the Lyriq will clean its pants.
What does that mean?
All right, bad analogy.
I don't think that worked as well as you thought.
No, that did not work, sorry.
Now, when we look at the range numbers, front-wheel drive trim, 300 miles for the 350e, 260 miles for the 450e, and this 550e with the performance gear is limited to just 225 miles. So they're a little down on range, especially when you consider the 550e has a 77 kilowatt-hour battery.
A little down on range?
Okay, quite a bit. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the standard now is about 300, so at just over 220, it just feels like in the cold that's going to be more like 180, and it's not going to be quite enough for places like Colorado. And of course, there we have the frunk, or the lack thereof.
Yep, so dual motor setup, motor in the front, motor in the rear. Two batteries available. The base battery is a 75 kilowatt hour. This one's 77. And then, come on over here, Dad, and go ahead and push in on this little port. This is the most exciting news.
Is this the feature you're talking about?
Yeah.
Will this clean its clock? That's what I was going for.
There's a better one.
It's the Tesla standard, NACS.
Yeah, J3400, the North American charging standard, so no more CCS. This car debuted, I think 2023 is when it first went on sale, but now we've got North American charging on this car. And the design of this F-Sport, pretty cool. The F-Sport color on this car is blue, so if you look behind these aero caps on these wheels, you're going to find blue brake calipers, and then out back, check this out, we've got this pretty wild dual spoiler setup with these little fins up top and then this wing down below.
I love that, Tommy. I used to love these little back spoilerettes, let's call them, and now they've added a bigger spoiler in the back. Anytime you have dual spoilers, you know it's a serious car. So this is the Direct 4, which I take it means it's an all-wheel drive version.
That's exactly right. Yep, that's how you know it's all-wheel drive. Go ahead and pop that hatch. It does have a fairly sloping roofline, but with that hatch open, we have access to the trunk. It does have a floor liner, which is great. Keep things nice and dry, keep things ready to go. And then underneath the floor, it does have some additional, quite a bit actually.
That's a good size cubby hole.
You don't get a front trunk, but you do get a large rear trunk. Now, when we talk about charging, we don't know any official charging numbers, but it does have an 11 kilowatt onboard charger up from 7, which is great. That was much needed. And then 10 to 80% in 30 minutes.
That number is kind of meaningless, but let's see what these are. These are 255 45 R20s.
Yep.
So they're some big, meaty tires, Tommy.
Yeah, and when we take a look at the inside, we do have electronic door handles here, so it looks like this should move, but it's just a button inside that little lever. And then here we get a peek at the interior of this RZ. Now, look up, Dad. This has got the dynamic sky panel glass roof. And what they said they've done for 26 is they've actually improved it, so the lights are lighter and the darks are darker. And when we check out the seats here, this is an F-Sport Black Ultra Suede. And then, if you look closely, for the F-Sport trims, you also get blue stitching throughout. So kind of a nice little improvement there.
Now, interestingly, next door to us is the new ES, and that's got a much smaller shifter. This has a shifter out of the...
BZ.
Yeah, BZ. So obviously it's built on the same platform, and that's why the shifter is the same. But of course the interior is much more luxurious. And what about these, Tommy? There's something special. This is the feature that you were hinting at.
That's what I teased at the beginning.
Yeah.
So look down here. Little button that says M mode. And those paddles, unlike some other Toyota products, aren't for regen braking. This actually has a simulated manual transmission, the first Toyota or Lexus product in the EV space to do that. So there's another car that does that. Can you name it?
Ioniq 5N.
Ioniq 5N.
Yeah, so it does the same thing where it gives you the fake shifts, so it feels like you're first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Apparently that's how it works. So you're about to go on the drive of this car, so you're going to have to try it out and let us know how it works.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think that'll be a lot of fun because you would think that in the Ioniq 5N that the simulated shifting is kind of gimmicky, especially when you pair it with the simulated exhaust note. But it really works, and it really makes the car engaging.
Yeah, now this, of course, isn't a full-blown track car like that Ioniq 5N, but
no.
It'll be interesting to see. We do have the knee warmers here to keep your knees nice and warm in the winter. And then this is the first Lexus ever to put ultra suede across the door panels.
Only one wireless charger.
But you get 3 USB-Cs all in a row here.
Yeah, but those are messy.
What do you mean messy?
You get these cables all over the place. I hate the cables. I think Tesla has that right, where they have 2 chargers, one for the driver, one for the passenger. But overall, you know, this is a relatively high roof vehicle, so I do have good headroom here. I've got the seat all the way up.
Yeah, look at that. Someone was messing with you.
Somebody shorter, and I've got this grotesquely long torso, Tommy.
Grotesque is a bold word. Not that bad.
So that it's pretty incredible that I do fit in here, even with this roof. And I wonder how you change that.
There's a little button here, but we don't have a key.
So it doesn't really do anything, right?
Yep.
I also like the way they've integrated the screen. It doesn't feel like it's just tacked on. I think that's nice. I like the very obvious power button. I don't know how much time I spend like looking around for power buttons on many cars, but this one has it in a very obvious place. The seats are comfortable. The bolsters are a little tight right now, but that may be because the car's not on and maybe they actually actuate. We don't know a lot of this stuff yet. It's a brand new intro, so.
Yeah, pre-production here.
Yes.
Why don't you hop into the back seat? We'll check out the rear seat room.
All right, I am sitting behind myself in the back seat.
Yep, that sounds good. So popping open the door, very dark tint on this one, so I do apologize.
Yeah, it is dark in here, unfortunately.
So we got dual outboard heated seats, dual USB-C ports.
I'm going to close that.
Yeah, keep that open.
That'll make it even darker. Interestingly, this is a dual panel roof and not a single panel roof.
Yeah, you got that little safety divider over the middle there.
Yeah, it's pretty good back here. You know, I mean, this is a good size back seat, plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom. My only, and this is probably because it's inside and the roof is dark, but it is very dark in here. So we'll have to actually get it into the, I'm going on the launch of this, we'll have to get into the sunlight to see what it's like when we're not indoors in a dark studio.
All right, I'm closing up the doors. We have soft closed doors. I don't believe we do. Nope, we got normal doors. So look, this is kind of an interesting transition period for Lexus. We've got the older style platform, which is what the RZ is based off of. And then we've got the all new ES next to us, which we have a video over at alltfl.com if you want to check out that car. But big things happening in the electric space for Lexus. And there's a third one coming by March of 26, actually.
Let me show you something that's interesting. You know, the latest design language is having these kind of fake plastic wheel well accents.
Yep.
Interestingly, this one doesn't have them.
Well, sedans never do.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's more elegant, right? This is supposed to be more rugged. So elegant or rugged. I'm not sure this says rugged to me. It just says plastic, but that is me. But overall, I think they've done a great job at improving the RZ. I love the fact that now you have choice. So there's a lot more choice. And it's great to see Lexus get on board with electrification, whether it's all electric or in this case, whether it's hybrid or electric.
Yeah, so folks, if you want to find out more, head over to alltfl.com. We got more videos coming shortly about what this new 550e drives like.
Yeah, and as always...
Oh, one more thing.
Yes.
No word on the yoke.
Oh, it's not coming.
Yes, it's not coming.
Thank
apparently.
God. Yeah, that was another thing that Tesla pioneered and didn't make things better. It just made them more confusing. So regular-ish steering wheel, which is wonderful, and chow yoke. All right, Tommy, what shall we close this up with?
Let's close it up with our podcast, the TFL Talk podcast. Check it out on YouTube. Thanks to our Patreon for making this video possible, and we'll see you next time.
And thank you to Toyota
for flying us out here to check out the RZ.
We'll see you next time. Ciao.